Hi guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. Unmute yourself.
I know. Good morning. It's too early for this.
Good morning.
It's
I
too
can hear
early.
myself.
I know. I just cut my phone off. You're still on my phone.
Oh.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. Listen,
Hey.
I don't know why I feel so happy and good this morning. I think because I'm
Because
out
you
of
want to be in
Baltimore.
drama.
No, because I'm out of Baltimore.
Where you at?
I told you I'm in North Carolina for the week.
Oh, what y'all doing there?
Came to visit David's mother.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome. When did y'all leave?
It's snowing though. And then my mother
It's
came
snowing?
down here to visit us. It's snowing.
Oh, your mom came to North Carolina to visit.
Yeah, she came to North Carolina to visit, but it started the day she came. It started snowing. I'm like, really? Out of all days?
She gone already?
I thought I was coming soon. No, she just got down here yesterday.
Oh, good. Awesome. So what are you guys gonna do?
I don't know. She's talking about she want to take the kids to go get something to eat, and then probably find something to do. Well, you know, North Carolina closed everything when they get the sight of snow. They don't get the same kind of snow we get. So when they get like a little inch. Girl, everything closed down.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the grocery store yesterday. They was like, we closing at 5. I said, 5? People don't get off of work to 5. Girl, the shelves look like 5-inch snow in Baltimore. And it ain't getting nothing. It's almost dried up. That's a day
For
going
real.
mess. Yes. How was your week?
Girl, it was all right. I ain't do nothing. Work, like I always do.
Work. I told you, I don't know why I'm so active this morning. I am hyped.
You want to 10 because you want to be in drama and you want to you out of that. So what y'all gonna do with like are y'all all going to get together like your mother, David's mother, and all y'all gonna do something together?
No, it's just my mother, because she had to bring me some stuff for the just me, my mother, and the kids, because she had to bring remember I told you we was doing the t-shirts and stuff, so I had to get a printer. So she had to bring the printer up there to me. Yeah.
So wait a minute, did she drive or did she fly?
She ain't fly, she drove.
How long was the drive for her?
Anything under 6 hours, she'll drive.
Oh,
anything
so
over 6 hours, she gonna fly.
It was less than 6 for her?
Yeah.
Good.
You know it was less than 6. You know it was less than 6 for her. You know Angie got a heavy foot.
Oh. Don't play with her.
Everybody get the call with her. Be like, your mama, she had me holding on to my, you know that little thing people call shit handle. My shit handle. Yeah. My old shit.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Say that again. What did you just call it?
My old shit handle. Is that what it's called? You know the little handle on the side. You be like, oh shit, it ain't grab it. Yeah, the old shit.
Oh my god, I didn't know that's what you called it, your old shit handle. I thought you was trying to say shirt, but you didn't say shirt, right?
No,
like,
your old shit. When somebody driving crazy, you grab that. Oh shit.
Oh no, I grabbed the door like, oh shit. I grabbed the door.
No, you be hitting.
Slow down.
You
hit my brake.
You be hitting your imaginary brakes.
But why is like I can do it, but nobody else can do it in the car with me? Like if you want to call with me, I can do it with you, but you better not do it in the car with me. If you drive it, don't do that. Don't do me.
You and Janita got real bad road rage.
Like
y'all got
real bad, like bad. And I'm deciding to stop that because I'm all of these incidences with all these people shooting people and following people home and shooting them.
I keep telling you
I don't want to do it no more. My road rage is cured. All you gotta do is tell me you're gonna shoot me.
I hope you have calmed down.
Some, not a lot. Some. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't really try not to do road rage that much anymore. And then I saw this movie about road rage, and the lady like blew her horn at him. He was already having a bad day because I guess the wife left or whatever the case.
Oh yeah.
You saw that movie?
I forgot what it's called.
I forgot what it's called. But I think Gerard Butler stars in it, and that was a really good movie. So that definitely made me think twice about killing somebody. I mean, blowing my horn. So
laying on that horn, right?
What I do now is like I flash my lights, like I flick my lights, like you know. Or if I do it, I do like a soft beat, like not like a I do like a boop, boop,
Jesus.
and then and if somebody
Ain't
do it to me,
phobia.
I don't be mad. I just be like, thank you, throw my hand up, because y'all ain't gonna kill me. Y'all ain't gonna kill me over no road rage, over no streets that don't belong to me nor you.
Remember the guy in Baltimore? Wasn't it the guy in Baltimore that the other guy followed him all the way to his house and then shot him outside his house?
Girl, yeah. And then it was like remember, I think like a 3-year-old. I don't know if the 3-year-old got killed or if the 3-year-old was shot. Cause it was like on Martin Luther King or something. I can't remember the exact story, but I think it was on Martin Luther King. Like a 3-year-old got shot or killed, and he, because of road rage, this guy just decided to shoot in this car with this old lady, her daughter, and the little grandson, and then he shot the little 3-year-old. Stupid road rage.
Y'all need to calm down. Y'all gotta calm down. Y'all got woosah in your car. Right. Y'all all going the same speed. Y'all going the same. Well, y'all not going the same place, but you know what I'm saying? You can't get past the other car. We all going to the same place.
That's to the next light. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
We're going to the next light together.
That'd be embarrassing.
Ain't nothing like speeding up real quick. Only for the next light.
I'll be like,
and then they pull up beside me like, look at you, stupid. Look at you. You're here with me at the light.
I be trying to look over like, oh, what's that new store they just opened over there?
Look, I inch up just a little bit more so they can't look directly at me. They can look at my back seat or something. Let me inch up a little bit more.
Or I won't inch up. I wait. I stop a little bit behind them so we can't be like you ain't finna look at me. Forget you.
Ain't finna look at me like because you mad that I'm mad. That you got me mad.
Let's get into today's topic.
Let's get into it. I'm coming to you from an undisclosed location. So nobody won't try to come at me.
Baltimore, they gonna be at the light.
They gonna find me right at the light. They gonna be looking for every Nissan they can find. I know that bitch driving Nissan.
Right.
But let me tell y'all, we finna get into it. Today is all about you deadbeat ass mamas and daddies. Let's get into it. We calling you hoes out. Let's get into it. Because I got a problem. For me, it's like, why you gotta be a deadbeat mother? Why you gotta be a deadbeat? And to me, it's like it's the deadbeat mother for me.
True.
And the fathers, because the fathers do play a big role. But as a mother, why you gotta be a deadbeat? Especially if you grew up without a mother. You know what I'm saying? If you grew up I didn't grow up with my mom. My aunt and my uncles raised me. So for me, when I had my child, I wanted to give my child the love that I didn't have. Right. And I don't understand, like, if you grew up with no mom, no dad, how you gonna be a piece of shit to your kid? Like, It don't make sense to me. Like, for one thing, I don't understand how. So say like you have a mother who has a bunch of kids, right? Mm-hmm. And one of her kids got kids, and she take care of her kids. The other one may have kids, and she don't do shit for her kids. How? It don't make sense. It's like, how you just gonna be like that? And then, and especially towards if you have multiple children, like I'm gonna just put this out there.
Not to change the subject, but let me piggyback off that. Because I see this a lot on social media. The biggest question is when you have multiple kids by different daddies, this is the argument I always see. And let's say you got 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, but you only got one that's there, that's supportive, that's giving, child support and stuff like that. The argument is, do you split that money amongst the kids? Because I see that a lot of fathers argue that he only paying for his kid. Don't use my money for my kid and spend on these other kids because they father not doing the same thing. That's a question that I have. What do y'all feel is the right way. Because for me, it is still the kids for me. Money is money. So as long as money coming in the house, I feel like it's being spent on the kids evenly. I don't need you checking, you know what I'm saying? I don't need you checking to see if them $200 for them
on Ray
Jordans.
Ray.
Let me see his Jordans, them $200. Let me see the receipt.
I mean, for me, it's like you know what you bargained for when you signed up for it. If I have 3 kids and don't let me get started, lady. Come on, Nate. If I have 3 kids and I know that one of my baby fathers is better than the other 2, I'm going to let him do what he got to do for that one, because for me, that takes the slack off of me having to worry about another kid. So that way, that frees me up to go get and do what I can for that kid. Now, granted, if there's some things like a video game system and you don't want him to share with his or her brother and sister, then you can take that to your house and he or she can play that when they get to your house. You know, but in my house, when it comes to things like that, things that are shareable, we're going to share that. You know, it may just be in Lil Ray Ray room, but Lil Ray Ray gonna have to share it with Shaniqua and LaQuandra whenever I say, you know, they can play. The money is for the child on the paperwork. That is true. The money is for the child on the paperwork. And another thing is, let me say this. I don't get why you niggas have babies by bitches who already got a lot of kids. If you see this bitch got 4 kids.
If you met in the club and she had 4 kids and she bought you.
If you see this bitch got 4 kids by 4 different niggas, why the fuck you want to be number 5? Why? Oh, you thought
pull
she
out.
Was better with
you. You better make your pull out game stronger.
I know too many. I want to say some names. I know too many first time fathers that got babies by some bum ass bitches, and then they wondering why they going through all this shit. Yeah, I y'all wonder why. Like y'all wonder why y'all going through all this shit, and y'all got babies by these bum ass bitches. You a first time father, you gonna go have a baby by a bitch with 5 kids? Make that make sense? She got 3 baby daddies and 5 kids. Make it make sense for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like why you doing that? And then you wondering why you going through so much hell with this bitch. She see you a good father. She know you want to be a good father. You wondering why you going through so much hell with this shit. Like, that's why.
Right.
That's why. Where the rest of her fucking kids fathers at?
I
know too many first time fathers, but in the last 2 or 3, I'm gonna say within the last 3 years that I've had kids on with, you know, with a girl that has multiple children and ain't none of the fathers in the picture. Nate said, let's focus on the why for a second. I want to know why.
Because most of the time when they meet, because it's like most of the time the situation is when they first meet. Most of the time they meet in these females in a bar, a club, a lounge, a party, somewhere like that. So then the alcohol comes into play. I want to preach for a second. So then the alcohol comes so then the alcohol comes to play. It's like those social medias where when you drunk, you see one picture of a girl, but when you wake up you see another picture. So you see what I'm saying? It's like when that alcohol come into play, you ain't thinking, you just thinking, oh, she got a fat butt, oh, she bad, and I ain't gonna see her again. But you know, even if you get in a house and you got all these kids running around, it's like, all right, I ain't gonna see her again. But you are, because you made that decision to go, and I don't want to be too politically, to be political when I say it, but I want to say it in a way that's kind of professional.
Be honest.
Pull out.
I mean, for me, I had an incident where I ain't gonna lie. I was like in with this dude, and like, in deep. But this nigga got too many fucking baby mamas for me.
So
and if
you put yourself in that situation.
If you watching, don't be mad at me for saying this. Don't be in my
yourself in that situation.
I'm not gonna put your name out there, but I was.
You said we was. You said we was.
Listen. Because he might be watching this shit.
I know everybody that you talk about. I put it out there.
No. When we first met Nate, he didn't have any children. I was the only one with a kid. He didn't have any children. As time progressed, he started having more children. He started having kids after like my child was about what? Jalen was like 10 maybe at this time, maybe a little bit older. And it went from 1 to 2 to 4. Like, whoa.
All right, can we preach back to you? Can we preach back to you from a couple episodes ago, Nate? Let me just bring this up. Remember that episode where she was like, look for the signs. Why you ain't looking at them signs that you told everybody else to look?
I didn't listen. How many kids do I have? How many kids do I have?
1. Okay,
Thank
you looked at them signs. You pay attention to them signs. You pay attention to them signs.
I'm paying attention because it's like this. She was looking at this and let me tell you something about that. Yeah. But I can honestly say, from my perspective, he's not a deadbeat. However, right. I can't see myself being, I don't want to say in a relationship or like having a kid by you when I know you already have multiple by other women, and they all don't have the same mother. 2 of them.
So what's your limit? That's what I gotta say. What's your limit?
What's my limit?
Yeah,
None.
that's what I was going to say.
No.
You want somebody with no kids and you got a kid?
First of all, my kid is older. Second of all, even when my kid was younger, I didn't have that. My baby father is a piece of shit. I'm just going to say that now. So I didn't have that baby father drama that most people have. You ain't got to worry about me fucking him. You ain't got to worry about me going creeping with him at late at night, him coming over, knocking on the door, hollering and screaming. You ain't have to worry about that. Versus when you're dealing with a guy with kids, baby mamas feel like they have this superiority or whatever it's called over top of you because
it's the child. The child's priority.
I'm your baby mama. But the thing is, these niggas be letting them bitches do that. 1, because they know if I don't let my baby mother have a say so in my personal life, I'm not gonna see my kids. Then it's like, oh, if I do start saying something, like, all right, I'm in a relationship now, then she gonna come around on some, we gonna hang out, we gonna be this, we gonna be that type shit. I'm in this group, right? This is on the kind of same subject, but a different scenario. I'm in this toxic cheaters group on Facebook, right? The girl says, oh, my baby father has a new girlfriend. She don't like me because my baby father do everything for me. We like, well, what do you mean by doing everything for you? She like, oh, if I need to go to the store, my baby father take me to the store if I do this. So we was like, well, why don't y'all go be together? Because at this point, his girlfriend, it ain't no point. If it's not for the child, I'm not going to be all up in your face doing shit for you if it's not for my kid. Now, I think you got to say, okay, I got my stamps, and can you take me to the store to get food? That is food for little Ray. So I'm going to take you to the market. But you want to go to the mall to go shopping for yourself, or you need to go get your nails on, and you need a ride. I'm not taking you to do that.
They got Uber, Lyft. Because he going to put gas in the car anyway. So go and send her cash app her some money to get in that Lyft.
I'm not cash apping her shit.
I'm talking about the baby daddy. If you feel like you need to be obligated to her, send her money to catch
go be with her.
Yeah, that's true.
Her money to go catch an Uber or Lyft for her to go get her nails and her hair done. That ain't got nothing to do with
her. Oh, no. I thought you were talking about the kid.
No, I'm talking about her.
Kid. Oh, no. Y'all doing too much.
I can't see myself being in a relationship with a guy with kids. Like, I am, my boyfriend does have a daughter. However, her mother is not in her life. Okay? And here's another thing, bitches. Stop having motherfucking kids and you ain't got custody of the first few. You got 10 kids running around this motherfucking. You keep having kid after kid, pushing them out and pawning them off. Stop doing that shit. Because you ruining people. You're fucking up these kids' lives. You don't know if you're sending them to a good home. You don't know if you're sending them to a bad home. You don't know what the fuck these kids are going through.
Stop pawning them off for grandma.
Girl, at this day and age, grandma don't even want the fucking kids. So grandma got her own fucking thing going on.
Right.
Grandma got her own thing going on. And I say this a lot. I tell, it makes me mad because, like, I don't want to put his business out there. But my boyfriend seen his baby mother in the store the other day. She looked at him like, hey, how you doing? I'm on the phone.
They know each other.
He like, what's up? She gonna say, what you doing in here? He said, I'm getting some deodorant, and said the daughter name. I said, I would have told that bitch, I'm getting your daughter some deodorant.
Right.
Something you should be doing. Hey, you want to pay for your daughter deodorant?
She act like they ain't know each other.
Like she ain't even know the nigga. He said, you know,
Like,
he
oh,
said,
that's
you know,
your neighbor.
in the whole conversation, she didn't ask. Mind you, I'm on the phone. In the whole conversation, this girl did not ask about her daughter at all.
Do she got more kids after that?
Baby, she has 9 children.
Ooh, baby, stop.
And his daughter is the second one.
Baby, stop.
His daughter is number 2. His daughter is the second.
So how many she got?
She has 9 kids by 9 different niggas, and she don't have none of them with her. None.
So all the guys.
All of her children are with someone else.
Oh Jesus, baby, stop! Why you doing this? Are you getting the checks?
I don't know why she's doing it, but it's like I commend people like him who steps up to the plate to say, you know what, this is my responsibility. I'm going to take care of my daughter. I'm going to take care of my child. But you have niggas who, like her other baby fathers, is not even stepping up to the plate. Don't even say, damn, bitch, give me my motherfucking kid. You got Sally Joe, John, and whoever else taking care of your fucking child. It don't make sense to me. And why do you niggas keep doing this? And you keep having these babies by these bitches that got all these kids.
True. They said often they are dealing with a trauma or trying to find love.
True. Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
They're trying to, and another thing is, stop thinking that women are the only ones that deal with trauma and trying to find love. It's niggas out here that don't even know how to love and be trying to find love in different places too. So don't think
some of y'all be traumatizing them.
Some of y'all be Don't think it's just women out here that's trying to find love in different places. It's niggas too. Niggas out here trying to find love in different places too. Niggas out here trying to find their mama because their mama wasn't around. Their mama left them. Their mama was on drugs, or their mama was a workaholic. Yeah, niggas out here dealing with the same shit bitches dealing with too. The same drama. So stop acting like it's just the women.
It's the fairy tale for me. Everybody looking for this fairy tale or this.
Everybody looking for a fairy tale.
What the music video was showing them.
Yeah, and for a while that was me. I was living in that moment. I was living in that fairy tale lifestyle. I thought that somebody was gonna come sweep me off my feet, and we was gonna live happily ever after in a nice little house, maybe not on the hill and not with a white picket fence, but we was gonna live somewhere. And I had to realize that shit don't exist. We looking for this Disney. We're looking for this Disney fairy tale love that don't fucking exist out here. It doesn't. It doesn't exist. For some people, it does. Now, I'm not going to lie.
You said, what hill? Cherry Hill?
Ain't nobody going to have me crying in no funky ass Cherry Hill. Ain't nobody finna have me in distress, hair falling out, losing weight in no funky ass Cherry Hill. Hell no.
She said hair falling out, not your hair falling out.
You're not gonna have me in distress.
Listen,
no.
As long as he keep your wigs purchased, your hair might fall out a little bit.
I don't want my hair falling out at all. And another thing is, if your child is not in the house, and this is what I don't understand. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you're the primary parent, right? Whether you're a man or a woman. If you had in a relationship and your partner lives with you and your child lives with you and your partner, if your child at Momo house, Susu house, Juju house more than they at home, would you look at your partner different? Would you look at your partner and be like, damn, bitch, it's 7 days out of a week and little Ray Ray ain't been home for 3 days.
Ain't been home, right?
It's Wednesday and Ray Ray just got home from spending the weekend at Momo house, and it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
It's definitely
wrong. And he going
picture.
Again on Friday. Ain't nothing wrong with that picture to you niggas. Ain't nothing wrong on you bitches. I can honestly say my boyfriend has his daughter 7 days a week. She might be going every weekend now because she's older. She want to go places on the weekends, but 5 out of them 7 days a week, she in that motherfucking house.
Right.
If you with your woman or man, and his or her kids are not at home on a 7-day week, they only at home 2 days out that week, you don't look at them different. You don't look. Let's define deadbeat. That's right. Let's start with deadbeat. What is a deadbeat to you, Kia? I mean, Katie. I'm sorry. What's a deadbeat to you?
like what you basically described, like somebody that's like, they ain't never got their kids, they always want to be out there running the streets, they not supportive, just different things, not being interactive.
For me, a deadbeat is a person who's not active in their kids' life, not
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 acknowledge.
teaching them morals and values. Let's start there. Not teaching them morals and values, not showing them the right way and the things to do and the ways to do certain things in life. That's a deadbeat for me. Because you can still very well be an active parent and still be a deadbeat. Let's be
Right.
clear.
Yeah.
You can still be in your kid or kids' lives and still be a deadbeat.
Girl,
You
I
could
know
be
one.
very much right there every single day, waking up, hey mom,
Listen.
hey dad, and you can still be a deadbeat. So I'm not gonna say active. I'm gonna say a parent that doesn't teach their kids still be the primary parent and be the deadbeat. Yeah, you can still be a
Yeah.
primary parent and be a deadbeat. I
So
see it too much. I see it
so
too much.
so an example of that, I would say I had a coworker that used to tell me her daughter was married and they had 2 kids and they lived with them. And the daughter was always running around the house doing everything. She was taking the kids to the store. She was taking the kids to school. She was washing the kids. She was feeding the kids, cooking the dinners and everything. And he just had in his head, he felt like because he worked, he just was supposed to come home and watch
And
TV. Like,
do
I
nothing.
work. That's that. Like he would, like when they would go on vacation, she said he wouldn't even, like they have to pack the bag and stuff up, like pack the, the vans and stuff up. He wouldn't even come get it. She had to carry all the bags and stuff outside because he just had that mentality that because he worked, oh, I work. You've been
This is
home
her
all day.
husband.
Her husband. But
Oh
here's the
no.
thing. You work. Let me tell y'all something. As a mother of 4, let me just tell y'all something. Being a mother and being a stay-at-home mother, just because I'm not physically active, I'm not physically working, it's still a full-time job. It's still
Being
a
a stay-at-home
full-time.
mom is a full-time job.
It's
Yes.
still a full-time job. It's the same. Matter of fact, it's more than 8 hours. I ain't even gonna say it's the same amount of 8 hours that you put in. It's more than 8 hours because you gotta think about it. That child getting up the same time that you getting up to go out, to go out to your job. I'm getting up at the same time, getting the kids ready, getting the kids, breakfast and stuff. I'm still steady moving within the house just because I'm not physically out at a job. I'm still physically moving within the house. There are things that have to be done within the house. If I got 4 kids, you know how many things of clothes, laundry loads I have to wash? How much food I have to cook, many meals I have to cook per day. Let's just think about that.
And they say, so where do you draw the line if he paying the bills?
Ain't no lines drawn. We all still bringing 50-50. Let me tell you something. You better take that trash out. Girl, I wish it.
I
They
mean,
gonna
with
make
your
me put
kids
my
being
hands
older
up.
now, you don't make your kids take the trash out.
Yeah, they take the trash out now. They have chores, but I'm saying like,
So with your husband being the primary breadwinner now, what is his responsibilities when he get home? Is there anything he has to do? Is it a requirement? Okay, I done been with these kids all day. Now you got to get them ready for bed. Like, what is where you say, okay, now I need break?
no, it's not really a requirement. It's not really a requirement. I learned that in my therapy that she said, why is it on your time? The way she put it. You want him to take the trash out, why I gotta be on your time? So I learned it's not a requirement. The thing is partnership. I think partnership. So I
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have to when you come home, even though you work, that's fine. I'm gonna cook your meal. I'm gonna have your meal there. But I mean, if you see that I'm still sitting here when you came home, you got off at 6 o'clock. You see I'm still in the kitchen cooking, but or the kids might be sitting in the living room waiting for the food to cook, and y'all, they doing homework, or they might need to go brush their teeth or something. Just simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? Still interact and still act as if we're both playing a part to, keep the house running. I
Okay.
ain't saying you
Okay.
got to get up and go move some furniture and things like that, but if you see that I'm cooking and you see they still run around the house and you know at a certain time they supposed to have their pajamas on, or you see that I'm straightening up, from all day and I'm folding clothes, and they supposed to be sitting down and doing their schoolwork or checking on homework or whatever it is that they supposed to be doing. Just play a part, step in and play a part. You don't come. What I'm saying is don't come in and automatically drop everything at the front door and sit down and cut the TV on and just sit down. That's what I'm saying.
Now this is out of the line. But if you didn't have any children and you dated a guy, what would be your limit on his kids? How many kids can he have for you?
Why you gonna put me on a spot like that? I ain't never dated no man.
I hear this argument. I get confused. Most men feel they have done their part. Done their part how? Just as and work 8 hours or however. Now get it. Granted, I'm not asking you to come home and bust down in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you can just help me. Help me get the kids together. And then I see that you work 8 hours, but at what part are you going to are you going to interact with your children? Because that's where you begin to get a deadbeat routine. Because if you coming home from work and you just don't want to be bothered with the kids at all,
you block everybody out.
By the time you get your shit together, you get yourself settled, it's 9 o'clock and the kids got to go to bed. At what part did you have any type of interaction with your children for that day? Because you came home at 6:30. When you got off at 6:30, you got home at 7. You needed some unwind yourself. By the time you did that, it's 8:30, 9 o'clock, and now it's time for the kids to go to bed. So at what part of that day did you interact with your children? Because that's then when it becomes a level playing of, now you be coming into the deadbeat zone for me. Because it's like, okay, you work 5 days a week. Let's just say you work 5 days a week, right? And let's just say you get home every day on an average of 7 o'clock. You want to unwind yourself from your long day, right? You want to play your game, whatever. By 8:30, 9 o'clock, you realize, oh, damn, the kids got to go to bed. Now your wife or your husband putting the kids to bed. And what part did you have interaction with your children? Because then you have your 2 days off, and on your 2 days off, you're going to want to relax and have time to yourself. So at what part do you spend with your children? At what part do you say, you know what, I'm going to take this time aside and go with Lil Ray and Sean or something? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Which is pretty much what David do. Like when he come home, him and the kids, each one of those kids have something in common, whether it be music, whether it be anime, whether it be certain cartoons. So literally when he comes home from work, literally they go and they go and conversate. They conversate about, they'll come run downstairs like, Daddy, I did this, or Daddy, I saw this, or Daddy, did you do this? So he's still interacting with them. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it don't have to be like extreme measures, like taking all the kids and on their clothes and stuff like that. But at least communicate with them, at least acknowledge that they there. You can give them 30 minutes of your time before they go to bed. You could give 30 minutes just to have a general conversation. Well, how was y'all day? What y'all do today? Did y'all help y'all mother? That's stuff that he asks. Like, what y'all help y'all mother do today? That's what I'm saying. Like, even 30 minutes is fine. You got to give them some time. A big thing with me that I learned, a lot of people, if you feel like you don't have enough time in the day, I'm
going to tell you not enough for women. For some women, you're right. That is not enough. That is not enough for some women.
I mean, that's where the bargain come in. That's why I said you got to know where you're bargaining, and you got to know where
you got to know. Mm-hmm.
Partnership. That's what I meant. Partnership. When I said earlier, it's a partnership. So you just got to understand that it is a partnership, even when it comes to the bills and stuff like that. There is a partnership. I do still play a part in the bills because he bring in the money to pay the bills, but initially I'm the one that has to go through everything. And
bookkeeper, be that
budget. Yeah. So it's a partnership. It still is a partnership in there. It's not one person taking on more than the other person.
Let's get back to these deadbeats, though.
Yes.
I got something. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Because we already start calling out people. I was waiting on name calling.
No. You can do your name calling. I'm just saying, like, look, ladies, ladies and fellas, take a part in your kid's life. There should be no reason why little Sean is 8, 9 years old and can't do shit that an 8 or 9-year-old can do. Your child need to be able to know how to come to you and say, Daddy or Mommy, I want to learn how to do this, and you be able to teach them. Teach them how to ride a bike. Teach them how to read. Take your time out with your kids, because at the end of the day, you're the only one who imparts and instills values into your kids. And stop blaming shit that your mama wasn't there, your daddy wasn't there, your grandma wasn't there, you ain't had nobody. The foundation can start with you. Morals and values can start with you. Now, don't go spewing all this hate into your kid's life, like, on some racist type shit, or, like on some other type shit, like we don't believe in this and we don't, don't do that. But when I say morals and values, teach them how to be a good person. Teach them that there is good people in this world and that there are bad people in this world.
Teach men how to be men.
Teach them how to be men.
Girls how to be women. Teach them how to, be responsible. Teach them about budgeting, money.
You got these little boys out here who don't wash their ass, and then they go into school, it's feeling like bump and stank, and then they get picked on, and then you wondering why.
Right. You
don't wash your ass, how little Ray gonna know how to wash his ass?
You want to fight.
Like,
you ready to fight everybody. Like, why they pick? I don't know why they picking on him.
Fellas, and this is to my ladies and my guys. If you are a first-time parent, you don't have any children, please do not go out here having babies by niggas or bitches that got hella kids. Don't do it. Don't do it. These, just because you see, okay, he do good with Lil Sean and he do good with Tanika, most of these niggas take care of their favorite baby mother kids. I'm going to say this again. Most of these niggas and these bitches take good care of their favorite baby mother kids. Now that's the word for you right there. Listen to what I said. Most niggas and most bitches treat their favorite baby father, they're gonna treat their kids fine. That other one that they can't say, huh?
I said, why they the favorite though? Is that the
one?
Who
knows why they the favorite? That's the one that's probably, I don't even know. Who knows why they the favorite?
I was getting ready to say, is that the one that's doing? Oh, see, we weren't trying to go there now.
That's probably what it is. They give them what they want.
No.
Control their life the way that they want.
No. Or I don't want to call the name out. I don't want to call the name out. But remember that one situation that you had where the baby mother, she was submissive. Remember dude, old dude from when we used to go down Fowles Point. Remember his baby mother?
Oh,
yes! One of them.
Mm-hmm. One of them.
I called no names out.
But she needed him to stay in the country. Let's be honest. No, we're gonna talk about it. We said we was gonna be honest. She needed him to stay in the country.
Grandparents be deadbeats too.
Grandparents be deadbeats too. The grandparents be deadbeats too.
Okay, let me talk about that real quick. Let me piggyback off of what Chanel said. Grandparents, stop choosing your favorite child. Ain't no favorites. Stop making one grandchild favorite over the other grandchild.
Mm-hmm. You treating somebody else different because you don't like the way this person is or that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Or if people won't tell you, you think they will talk about you. Oh yeah, people won't talk about you when they tell you. They definitely will do that. But and another thing is, it's not the grandparents' responsibility to raise your kids. Stop thinking that. I want grandparents to understand, and a lot of my friends are older than me. Most of my friends are in their 40s, and most of them are grandparents. They are definitely good grandparents versus what I see nowadays, because some grandparents want to go out, they want to party 17 days a week, and it ain't even that many days in a week. You can't. It's only but so many parties you can go to. So we have people on trial. Let's examine the images. Let's do it.
But
let's examine.
But listen though, off of what you said, if you got a grandparent like my mother and them who retired, so they got time. I can understand that if they want to go out, they want to go on cruises 7 days out of a week. I understand that.
That's fine. But also, if you ask your mama to get your kids, your mama gonna say yeah.
That's true.
Let's examine Future. I'm not having no baby by Future. I can't do it. You got too many baby mamas.
Y'all better stop.
He got too many baby mamas. And the one in the middle, that's the number six, I feel like she did it because she knew this man wasn't taking care of his other kids and she was forcing him to take care of hers. And let me say this. Having a baby boy by a nigga or a female will not keep them.
Not keep them.
It will
we
not
was thinking the same thing.
That shit pushes them to be even more of a deadbeat.
We was thinking the same thing.
If niggas tell you he don't want no kids, don't have the baby. Don't have the baby. He told you he don't want no baby. Don't have it. He told you.
Let's step back in that. Let's step back. Or let's tap into that a little bit more. If a nigga is married and you think that by having his baby, you're gonna keep him, baby.
You was a sad day in hell.
Baby,
I feel like number 6 extra audience please. Like, yeah, I mean, if anybody out there and y'all see this, how do y'all feel about these? How do y'all feel about these? You know, give us your opinion on deadbeat mothers, deadbeat fathers. I know I don't want you to raise them, but I treat them as all treat all grandkids the same. Treat all grandkids the same. But we have these grandparents out here who want to be into the party life or into what they got going on more than they want. Like Kia's mother, she's a good grandparent to me. You know, her mother, if her mother say, "Oh, bring the kids to me for the summer," you ain't gonna have no grandmother do that. No grandmother these day and age. But see, your mother been through, and see, that's the difference between a mother been through something and a mother that's been through her own shit. Let's just say
that's true.
Your mother has been through something. Some things have happened to her, and she values life. You have other mothers who've been through shit on their own and on their own accord, and chose their own path. You know, and then chooses, I don't want to I want to go. Just because you stuck at 17, grandma, don't mean that, you know, you got to be stuck at 17 at 57.
Nate, right. Grandparents
are extra credit. Yeah.
Extra credit.
And grandparents, you also are the people who instill values and morals into these kids. You do that as well. If your grandchild is around you 3 days out of a week and you ain't doing shit for them and ain't teaching nothing, what the fuck are you there for? To be a babysitter?
But listen though,
I know this mother that get $800 in food stamps and never have any food and got put out. No, the fuck she didn't.
Where the money went? Where the food stamps went? Where the food go?
Where is the food? And how you get put out of a $20 apartment? Because I know if you get $800 in food stamps, your rent ain't that fucking high. You got to live in a project. You got to live in a project. Let's talk about it.
There is
women out here who are living in the projects and got their priorities fucked up. And then how you in competition with your oldest child having babies?
Stop trying.
How you having babies? You 46. Your oldest child 22, and y'all kids the same age. How your granddaughter and your youngest daughter the same age? That don't make sense to me.
Listen.
Why do you think Future feels comfortable making children? Because they allow him to.
Right.
And he take care, and that's another example of a nigga that take care of his favorite baby mother kids.
Why do
that's
they?
That's another example of a nigga who take care of his favorite baby mother kids. He don't acknowledge number 6. He doesn't acknowledge number 6. I don't even know who number 2 is.
He mad at number. Which one was Sierra?
He mad at number 6. No, Sierra number 4.
Number 4. He mad at Sierra because she moved
number 6 and number 7, I believe, are the 2 kids he don't take care of. Number 6 and number 7, I believe, are the 2 kids he don't even have a part in their life.
And he was mad because number 4.
He said she smoked weed and sell her food stamps. Oh my God.
You can't lose your place over smoking no weed. She had something more in that weed than just weed. That sound like crack.
Not she smoke weed and sell her food stamps. Come on, y'all. Why y'all doing this?
That is crazy.
We gotta hold these women and these men accountable. It's like and for you niggas that got homeboys with multiple kids and that nigga don't take care of none of them. None of them.
Stop calling them out.
What y'all saying to him? What y'all saying to him?
Stop calling him only when y'all want to go out. When y'all want to go to bike week. Stop calling him when y'all want to go to bike week.
I have a group of friends who has a homeboy that has a bunch of kids that he don't take care of. They don't deal with this nigga at all. At all. They don't deal with him at all.
They say $800 a month. That sounds like a startup restaurant, aka dinner.
Dinner to me. Ain't that how Chef Lucky got his start with food stamps? That's how Chef Lucky got his start. Look at this. He got a food truck.
You
That's
better
how he
sell
got
them.
his start.
You better sell them dinners out of your $20
Sell them dinners
a
with
month rent. You know
for real.
everybody in the
That's how
complex.
most of these chefs is getting these little businesses selling their food stamps.
Oh,
Nick Cannon and his baby mamas. I ain't having
yes.
no baby by Nick. I can't do it. But see, Mariah shouldn't be doing it because they was married. Them
Yeah.
other three, ain't no way in hell. I get it. He's worth millions, but it's something he's lacking because there's no way in hell he has kids, twins with you, another kid over here, and then another kid over there. He can't give love to all of them at the same time.
Would you consider him now because of his status? Let's talk about his status.
She has 4
Everybody, Nick
kids. The
Cannon,
oldest is 17 and the
everybody.
youngest is 3. God damn.
Let's talk about Nick Cannon now. That's everybody's favorite. Would y'all consider him a deadbeat? Because that's everybody's favorite. That's like the all-American little guy.
Yeah.
I think some people would disagree because of his
Why?
status.
Because he got millions? Because he got money?
Because of his status.
No, he can't impart into all of their lives at the same time. All of them don't live together.
He got enough money to
live in the same state. I don't even think all of them live in the same state.
Like Offset and Cardi B. Offset bring all his
and Cardi B. That's right. His children
bring all his kids.
He needs to build his legacy. Yep, and that's what he's saying. That's what he say. He's building a legacy. How? Somebody somewhere is going to feel left out.
That's
There's
true.
no way you're building a legacy. Build a legacy with one woman.
Right.
It's fine to build one with one woman.
Right.
But don't build it with several women. How? What are you leaving behind? How can you possibly teach these kids anything if you're not constantly around them? If you're not constantly in their space?
You leaving behind a wrong lesson. That's what you leaving behind. A lesson that's
you
teaching
teaching
your
them
boys
that as long as you got money, you can fuck as many bitches as you want and have as many bitches pregnant by you as you want. That's the legacy you leaving. I've never seen a photo with all of them together. No, and I hope he has, but I haven't seen him post it. I haven't either. Even when the other son passed away, I still didn't see him post a picture with all of his kids together.
Mm-mm.
Still didn't see it.
Now, what's his? I don't follow him. I don't really follow him like that. What's his interaction as far as Mariah Carey kids and him and Mariah Carey kids?
I know he has them a lot. But
is it because of her status though?
No. Because they're his first. They was married, so they're like his first. I think that's his favorite one. I think so too. Because they was married. They was together for a long time.
They was married, understandable. They was married, but
they was together for a long time.
But when you met these other girls, you saw
and
something.
She didn't need him the way the other mothers need. Yeah, that's right, Nate.
That's true.
She didn't need him the other way. And now, more so now, he's making all of this money. So all of them is like, oh, I don't give a fuck. He got this money, so I don't care what he do. I don't care.
Listen, but here's the thing, ladies.
What she said, Nate, Offset and Cardi B. Offset got hella kids. 2 with Cardi, and I think like 3 or 4 more. He's another one with several baby mamas.
But here's the thing, ladies, stop thinking because let's go local. I don't even want to do celebrity. Let's go local. Stop finding the local dope dealer, the local biggest dope dealer, and think you're gonna have a baby and think, oh, he got money, so I don't care. Like BlackRoses said, he got money, so I don't care. Because it might be the money for you, but what about as your child is growing and he not seeing that your drug dealer, his father, he not seeing his father, so that's your fault. That's your fault. So then you want to take care of.
They said ain't no more dope dealers out here. That's right. They doing the dope. If you want to be honest. They doing the dope.
That's when they act angry. I'm calling y'all out because that's when they act angry and they act like, oh, they go in the courts and start acting a fool.
They start acting a fool when he get a girlfriend. They start acting a fool when he don't wife him and he go get
and now they
wife.
Going in the courts. Now you going
and now
in the
she
want
to put him on child support. So in saying that, let me say this: just because you're bitter does not make your baby father a deadbeat. Bitter baby mothers are worse than deadbeats.
Absolutely, it's a difference.
A bitter baby mother creates a deadbeat baby father, not even in a real sense. Imaginative. Because You mad, you bitter, you don't want him to come see the kid. Oh, you ain't gave me my $200, or he need this, or I need that. You can't come see him.
Y'all stop doing that.
Like,
back
to instance, I know too many niggas. I know a nigga who baby mother is a fucking deadbeat. She's a piece of fucking shit. He's a good father.
Your baby is not your chat.
But
your baby is not a chat.
I posted a status the other day that said, people don't mind being failures. They just don't want to look like one. And what I mean by that is, I can portray to be somebody that I'm not on Facebook and Instagram, because to me, that's real life versus my real life. So in my real life, I'm a piece of shit. But in my other real life, which is Facebook and Instagram, I'm going to make it look like I'm a good parent. People don't mind being failures. They don't want to look like one. So if I just post that I got my kids, if I just post that my kids are here for the day, if I post that I took my kids to school, it to the other people, it looks like I'm a good parent. It looks like I'm a good parent. It makes me look like I'm a good mother, or I'm a good father. What are you doing outside of social media for your children?
Nothing.
Your son can't tie his shoes by himself, so therefore he has to wear Velcro and zip-up shoes.
Ooh,
he's 8.
Call him out.
Your daughter can't read. She's in the 1st grade. She can't read words. She doesn't know her alphabet. Make it make sense to me. But as long as I look good on the outside, who gives a fuck about what's really going on the inside? That's deadbeat mentality. If you are constantly looking good for social media, looking good on the outside, oh, my kid got on Louis, oh, I bought little Ray some Gucci shoes and this little cute Gucci belt, or he got on some Doc Martens and some Vans, or he got on this. How does that constitute being a good mother? How does that constitute being a good father?
You do not have to prove it. If you're a good parent, you do not have to prove it. You really don't even see me post my kids most of the time on Facebook.
I don't even see you post it. No.
I really don't. Because I'd be too busy. I'd be too daggone busy to post.
It's for Ray birthday, and I gave him this bomb ass hotel party, and I got the finest Baltimore designer. I got the finest jeans. I got the finest this to do my baby party. So y'all think I got money and I'm doing good for my baby, but your baby don't know how to read. Your baby don't know how to tie his shoes. Your baby don't know how to ride a bike. Your baby spell his name.
Your baby going to school with $200 shoes and no school supplies. That's the biggest thing for me.
You bitches been getting all this extra earned income child credit every month since July, and you in the motherfucking line at the fucking back to school giveaway, begging for free school supplies and book bags. Bitch, what? You've been getting this earned income credit since July. You down at the toy drive for Christmas? Make the fuck sense, and you got 4 kids.
What's in their savings? Where they CDs?
Make it make sense.
You
got 200. You got 250.
Everything.
How much was it? 200. The least you can get was 250. Yeah. The most you can get was what? 3 something.
Yeah.
For each child. You got 4 of them motherfuckers. And you in the back to school line in August begging for fucking money. Bitch, you been getting unemployment.
Where the money?
And stimulus checks all fucking winter and summer and spring. And you in the fucking back to school line begging for fucking school supplies and book bags. Bitch,
Where is the money? Where is the money?
You couldn't even get their fucking hair done. You in the free haircut line and the free hairdo line, and you want to pay your cousin $20 to do her hair. Bitch, what? But you got $300, $400 hair, your motherfucking.
Ooh, I was getting ready to say that. A $300 lace front, a 36-inch.
You been out of town all fucking summer. Your kids ain't
your lashes done. Ooh, you in Miami getting your butt done.
You come on now. You better put your mask on. Them deadbeats coming for you. Let me take my logo down. I'm told you, I'm coming hard for you bitches. You've been out
need to be called out.
Fucking summer. Your kids ain't been around the corner to their cousin's birthday party. Come on now.
First of all, you ain't supposed to be out of town because this is still COVID. You ain't supposed to be in Jamaica taking pictures, talk about vacation.
You've been
Get your
down
ass
Miami
back to
for
the
your
house.
week. You've been to every you've been to every French party there was, and your fucking daughter had look a mess. Make it make sense to me.
So
You've
I have
been
a question.
everywhere.
I have a question. So
I'm
let's.
listening.
So I have to go far left with this. So there's a
Okay.
new phenomenon, with deadbeat parents. So, and I'm seeing it. I have two different cases where it was a dad. They were deadbeat in terms of maybe in the child's life, but not really supporting the child or whatever
Mhm.
the scenario may have been. I know personally two situations. I'm not going to name their names, but if it comes up to my heart, I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
Where
Watch your heart.
they started as a deadbeat dad, and then they got a girlfriend or a wife
That they did more for.
separate from who the mother was. Now, the mothers in both of these situations were typically the primary caregiver, doing it. In one situation, they were married. The other situation, they was in a situation, but the mother seemed to be the primary parent up until a point when the girlfriend comes into the picture, and now that dad wants to, social media wise,
Social media wise,
of
bash her.
perfection
How
and
dare
you
you?
know
And I'm gonna
so
call his
and
name
often,
out.
but in both of those situations, the new girlfriend
A new
has
girlfriend.
helped that deadbeat become this image of a professional deadbeat, and now in both situations wanted to take the child and
Wanted to
start
take the
over
child
again.
and start over again.
That's
How
the
the fuck
and
my
I
baby
know this
five?
word deadbeat is very loose in how we're defining it, and I hope this therapist in the next segment comes and helps us define it further. But in many situations, this is happening, and it's not like it's not in the situations where the dads are really standing up and saying, "Hey, I want joint custody" or "I want custody." This is a situation of a deadbeat
A
hooking
deadbeat.
up with a woman who does not
Hooking
have
up.
control over her life, and now they want to take the children away and make and start a new family publicly as if they weren't both deadbeats.
I
And then
saw
the
an
mother
incident
is now sitting there
sitting there.
like,
I saw something like this. Scrolling by, I follow one of these pages on Facebook. I follow a lot of pages, and the mother got the baby taken away because she was on substance abuse. Anyway, the baby's in the foster care. The foster care wasn't right. Whatever, whatever. The
um,
father then, like you said, gets the girlfriend or wife, and then they decide to take custody of the baby.
mm-hmm,
Right
mm-hmm.
now, months later down the line, the baby ends up dead. They found the
Ooh.
baby malnourished, got all these injuries to her body, all to find out that the stepmother was whipping this little girl ass because she didn't like her. She didn't like the mother. She didn't like the daughter. But you bargained for this little girl to come live with you.
And often that girlfriend comes in with children of her own.
With children of her
Mm-hmm.
fucking own.
And I know the extreme cases, like she was on a substance abuse. Those were the cases we knew about, where dad
Mm-hmm.
was able to come in, whether no matter what his status was, and take the child.
But
Those
he
were the
wasn't even
ones that we
around the
grew
first
up with.
5 years of her life. Wasn't
But
around.
these new ones, they may have been in the child's life, but they wasn't taking care of the child. It was all on the mother's shoulders, whether it be
Mm-hmm.
their day to day care or just simply financially, which
Just
is
simply
a big part of
financially.
it. But it's a
Yeah.
new
Bro, work that.
phenomenon of these men matching up with these wannabes
Yep.
with often grown ass children that they're not taking care of.
What they're not taking
And they're
care of.
coming and trying to create this new
This
nuclear
facade.
deadbeat family.
Why
And
Mm-hmm.
can't you
I'm
help?
and it's I'm
Why can't you take partnership and co-parent? You don't
Because
need
I
to
don't want
take
to
the
do
whole
that.
child.
I don't want to do that because then it's gonna make it look like I'm not doing my part. I told
right.
you, people don't mind being failures. They don't want to look like one. They don't want to look like a failure. I don't mind being one on the inside, but on the outside, I
Right.
have an image to protect.
And these two cases, they were both handled similarly but different at the same time. And one played
Mhm.
out Many of us have seen it on social media, and it to me, I don't understand how you don't see that we live in a permanent society right now. Some of the stuff that we may have done, people don't know about. They may, see the results of it, but they don't have proof of it.
They
You
don't
are
have proof.
posting on social media. You are, creating these narratives about the other parent, because we've seen this happen to men for years. But now men have, I hate to use the word wised up, but they have. And they're starting to use your same antics
I wouldn't say
against you.
wise up. Men have reversed it.
Right.
There
I
you go.
agree.
Men have, in a sense, now reversed the psychology
Yeah.
and use your logic on you.
Yeah. They getting, I mean, we
But
see it because they're
some
getting,
women deserve it. I can say that. Some women deserve
yeah,
that reverse. That
but
reverse.
even so, either way it happens, whether it's from the mother or the father,
Or
and
the
in
father.
today's world, mother and mother, father and father, no matter how it happens, the child is still affected by that.
The child is still
The
affected.
child
But
Nobody's
here's
is,
looking at
the
the
they
big
don't
picture.
ever think about the
Nobody's
child.
looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is the child. Nobody cares
but
about that.
here's the issue for me, as the girlfriend or as the fiance or as the wife. Why do you feel as though you have the right to start, you know what I'm saying, like to
Because you
start
let me do it.
saying,
You
oh,
let me
this is
come
what
in there.
this is what's going, we need to go ahead and get your child up out of there? Why
You
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 feel as
let
though
me
that's
do it.
not your
You let me do it.
situation? Your
Because to
situation is
you,
to be a stepmother, your stepmother, or you know what I'm saying. Your situation is to be there, to be on the sideline, but still support from the sideline. You don't take full responsibility. It's us. We co-parenting, but you there as that. What they say, you there as the extra credit.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
as an extra credit. But
Mm-hmm.
because you gave me that I eased it in. You know, with some people they put a little toe in, they dip their toe in the water. Then when they see it's a little warm, they dip another little bit in, and slowly, bit by bit, they slowly start to immerse themselves into something. That's what it is. I'ma say a little bit, then I'ma see what you say. I'ma say a little bit more, see what you say. I'ma say a little bit more till eventually I'm full on now and see something that had nothing to do with me. Ain't had
So
nothing
how
to
do
do with
y'all?
me.
So how do y'all? What is y'all standpoint on those situations when, like Nate said, it gets to the point where those kids end up being abused, malnutrition. They end up coming
Sadly,
up,
you're gonna have to wait for it. You're gonna have to wait to see
it
what
end up
happens,
being a
and
deadly
it's sad.
situation.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you
sad.
hold? Do you hold the father and the abuser, the step mother or whatever? Do you hold both of them accountable?
I hold both of them accountable. Both of them. One, because you know you didn't want that full on responsibility, and she pushed you onto it. Two, if she down in me to you, what the fuck you think she gonna do to my kid? My kid is a reflection of me. What the fuck you think she gonna do to my child? That don't mean she gonna love my child more. She's
And
gonna hate
in
my
many
kid if she
cases,
has a hate for me.
and on the other side of that, many of these parents are taking care of the child. But when you, and we have seen this from the woman's perspective, with the mom perspective, where she took the child away from the dad, and started a whole new life over here. We've
A
seen
whole
it
new
play
life.
out in both sides. But at the end of the day, I'm always, so one thing, we see how these adults were created, because this was the fuckery that they were then birthed into.
Yeah.
So they're now, this is a norm for them. So now I'm going to give this to my children this way. And I had to bring up that scenario because I've seen it now 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's not just a
Yeah.
dad always have tried to be a dad, but one of the things is you're not letting me make any decisions, so I'm out of it.
Yes.
And then eventually I want to be this dad because I built this persona outside, and
And I have to
I need a
maintain.
child to fulfill that
Yeah.
image or
That's what
complete
So
I'm
that
saying.
image.
basically, it's a show.
Oh,
Yeah. It's
it's
a shit
always
show.
a
It's
show.
always a
It's a
shit show.
show. It's a
Yeah.
show.
It's always a show.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
Go back
goes
definitely
back
a
to
show.
using.
that saying. People don't mind being failures on the outside, on the inside. They don't want to
Because
look like them on the
one of
outside.
those scenarios, the dad has grown children that he don't deal with.
Grown.
But this new young baby is
Yeah.
his chance to start over. So
Grown.
he feels
No.
that taking the baby totally away from the mom is his way of asserting his authority and his, alpha maleness. That's
Mhm.
No,
another.
it should go deeper than that. You should make amends with the ones that you had prior. It
Now
should
why
go
would I
deeper
do
than
that?
that.
Now why would I do that?
Yeah, that's too
Now
much
why
work.
would I do that?
Okay, you
Why
know
would
that's
I
too
go
much work.
right my
I don't
wrong?
know.
Why would I go back and right my wrong? Why would I go back and do
But
that?
you know
It's so
what?
much easier.
I hate to keep saying I blame the female, but again, I blame the female because, like BlackRoses said, if you go into if you with this girl 7 days out of the week and you ain't seen her kids all week, and she got 6, 7, 8 kids, it's the same with the female. If you've been with this daggone man for months and you ain't seen his kids yet, you ain't even, like Crystal said, like Black Rose said, when her boyfriend went into the market, he ain't mentioned no word of, oh yeah, my child great, nothing. Like he even had a child.
Not even like
It's
he
your
even had a
fault.
kid. So it's like
It's your fault because you're
people.
not holding him accountable.
It's not even that. I wouldn't even say that. People are so comfortable with not being able. People are so comfortable with not having responsibilities, whether that comes to
Mm-hmm.
bills, kids, whatever, job. People are so comfortable with not having responsibilities, and that takes them to a whole nother level. So when you give me that, what is that? I don't know what to do with this. I don't know how to do this. No,
That's
I don't
true.
want to deal with it. Don't want to deal with it. Can't deal with it. Don't know how to do it. Don't want to try.
And that's a
People
living,
are
breathing
comfortable.
thing.
A living, breathing thing. And
And
But
people, and
again,
another thing is, people need to hold on to an excuse. And by that I mean,
that's
my
true.
mama wasn't shit, my daddy wasn't shit. Why should I be something?
but that's
Why
the
should I
truth,
treat my
though.
kid like something?
It's an
People gotta hold on to
unfortunate
that.
truth. It's a
That's
very
the
unfortunate
unfortunate
truth.
truth. My
And
mama ain't
it's
teach me
but
that.
where
Why the
does
fuck
the
I gotta
cycle
teach you?
start?
Where does the
Like,
cycle start?
but how do we? And because we live in a space right now where I don't want your bad energy around me. So how does this
Mm-hmm.
person get better if nobody ever
If
takes the time?
nobody ever
I
takes
ain't
the
gonna be the
time.
one. I ain't gonna be the one. And then that one that we
Mm-hmm.
call dummy takes the time and invests in that person, and now that person becomes this whole new
A
person
whole
that
new
you want to
individual.
know now. And nobody took the time to. And
Nobody took the
I
time.
I look at these
Oh,
situations where the child is involved, and you don't care that you are
that
passing down this thing, but nobody
No.
cared that they were passing down to you. So it's only right for you to just do what you know how to do.
But it's up to you to change that narrative, because like I said, you can have a parent who has multiple children, right? I'm a product of a mother who has multiple children. I'm one of her kids that has kids. I'm different with my kid, the way I raised my kid, the way my child was raised,
Different,
versus one of my
not
other what
different.
versus
What was your reason for
different, as in I
different?
know what it felt like to not have a mother, so I wouldn't even put my child through that shit. I know what it felt like to not have a father. Unfortunately, I can't do nothing on a father aspect, but
Mhm.
as a mother, I wanted to do everything that I could to make my child know and feel love, and to teach him things that I wasn't taught
So
by
so
my
so
parents.
pause, so
I'm gonna
pause
say
for
by
a
my
second.
parents.
So in you choosing the dude, what was the breakdown in that part? Because you said, okay, I'm gonna do these things and change the cycle as a mother, but what was the breakdown in choosing the right guy?
So for me, I had a kid at a young age. I didn't even know my baby father was gonna be a piece of shit. I should have saw it. Shoulda. Was there red flags? I'm
not
sure
at
that
that
there
age.
were. Huh?
Not at that age.
Not at that age. I didn't see him, but I didn't think that when I got pregnant, I didn't think he was going to up and just say, "Oh, I gotta go." I didn't
But
think he was going to
but
do
if
that. I
you don't
thought
mind,
he was
how
going to
old
be.
were you? If you don't mind telling us, how old were you?
When I
12.
got pregnant, shut the fuck up. When I got pregnant, I was 16. When I got
16.
pregnant, I got 16. I had my son at 17.
But do you understand how running away from a cycle, you back yourself right into
I
it?
worked back myself right into it.
So
Absolutely.
we
But
want to
then
be
it was
different,
up
but
to
we
me to
often
change the narrative of that though. So
right.
yes, by me having a kid at a young age, I could have very well pushed him off on somebody else, but I didn't. And for me, that's what I resonated with. When my mother
What I
had me
said.
at 17, 18, she subsequently, you know, as I got older, I think about 2, maybe she raised me till I was about 1 or 2. I don't know. I can't remember. But I don't remember what age it was. But for me, I didn't give up. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I had all the odds stacked against me. A mother that was on drugs. I didn't know anybody here. I don't have any family here. So I'm 17, living with people who are not my real family. I got to get a job. I was working. I kept a job. I've been working ever since I was 16 years old. Never, may have had a few lacks here and there, but it never been like, oh, I ain't had a job in 4 or 5 years. Never that. Might have been 2 or 3 months, but never a long lack. I always was a part of my son's life. I taught my son how to do everything. Walk, read, talk, whatever you want to do. I taught him how to do that. Things that my mother teach me is what I'm saying. So for me, it's like, you can have a mother who has those kids if she didn't be a part of their life, and then they have kids. And so for some, for maybe 1 or 2, it's like, shit, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want that. I want to teach my child this. And then for the others, it's like, I'm going to take that excuse and run with it because my mama wasn't shit, so I'm going to not be shit to my kids. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense here.
I don't, like, for me, I really don't ever want to believe that it was a conscious choice for you to be ain't shit. I really feel, and I've seen the cycle happen where the resources that you were given, and it's very important to show children diversity and give them resources and give them like different perspectives and show, not only give that to them, but explain to them the differences and understand you can still be friends with an ain't shit person, but you cannot allow that person to consume your life. You know, you should be an example for that person, not pushing them away because ain't no more bad vibes around me in 2022. All that dumb shit. But it's a way of because at 38 right now, I am unbreaking a lot of cycles that I was given. And it's really hard at 38 compared to if I was 8.
Yeah,
but how far are you willing to let them push you? Like, I understand, like, okay, I know BlackRoses personally. I know her whole personal situation, and I know the person that she speak of. So for her and her situation, if I was in her shoes, it's like, but how far are you willing to go? I understand you saying, instead of everybody saying, I don't want this person around because there's bad vibes, I don't want this person.
And you contributed to it. You, even if it wasn't directly, you contributed to that person being toxic, being a deadbeat. You contributed to that.
You contributed
because you never said anything to them.
Even still, I can honestly say that some people don't want to take that correction. You know, like I said last week, some people thrive off of being the victim. Some people need that to push them to be what they are. Because if you helping me to not be a victim no more, I don't have nothing to push my ain't shit ass narrative.
I remember my friend, me and him been friends since pre-K. And I remember maybe like middle school, high school, he had twins by this girl. And I felt, to this day, I think a level of guilt is still in me because down the line, he found out they wasn't his. But part of me wanted to tell my friend, hey, friend, get them children tested. I don't feel like they're your children because he had this need to assert his manhood and that's how he lived his life. But she saw somebody who was willing to do what he had to do.
Yeah, she took advantage of him.
I never forget going to her house one day where she lived with her mom, and like they had a hole in their ceiling, and his family, he came from a single parent home, but his mom made it a home, and that little girl saw that and saw an opportunity. And he didn't find out until they were like 10 and 11 that they were not his. And it's like, what do you do? Like, he still takes care of them because what do you do after you built these children up and you've invested in their life? So who is the father? We don't know.
Who is the father? Where is he?
We don't know. We don't. And I feel
they
like
had a situation.
Go ahead.
They had a situation like that. I've heard somewhere where they had a situation like that. It's some state where if the test comes back that you're not the father, if you claim or if you sign a certificate, they still make you pay child support. It was somewhere I saw that. I can't remember what state it was.
Why give DeadBeat so much attention? Shout out to the single dads and moms. No. We already shouted out to the single dads and moms. What we're doing, Cam, is holding people accountable for their
Right.
actions. We're not giving them attention as to, whatever. We're holding them accountable on this show because we want them to see that you're continuing a cycle that you unknowingly keep contributing to. We're definitely going to give a show for all the single mothers and fathers, me myself being a single mother, and we're definitely going to give a show for them. And I want to say this by saying one time, if you have a father or a mother who is doing for their child, you are not a single parent. You're a parent that's single. Okay? A single parent is a person who is doing it all by themselves, contributing, making sure that this child is taken care of, doing all of these things for this child by themselves. If you have a baby father or a baby mother who are doing for your child and is doing for that kid and is active in that kid's life, you are not a single parent. You're a parent that's single. That's my opinion.
But we've learned how to glorify that, and that's why I think that's a pendulum will always swing back, and I feel like the women are feeling the results of years of them pushing that in the opposite direction. You got men now getting spousal support every time. You got men getting full custody of children.
You got men getting full
You got
custody
women going to jail for domestic violence now. So the pendulum never stays in one place. You got women going to jail
for murder, assault.
Yes.
A murder, assault.
Yep. And it's really
leaving these kids out here.
Right. It's definitely
it's changing.
Yeah, it's changing, but we have to begin to focus not on pushing people away. It's so easy for us to find a person who may be struggling with something or going through something or representing something that may not be as positive as we think our lives need to be, because we ain't there yet. But I'm starting to see it, and I'm not going to blame it on a pandemic right now, but you see it more. It's more prevalent. It's that mean-spirited, that thing that we feel like I can't be around anybody that I have to work for.
That thing.
If I got to work for my friendship, I got to work for my parenthood. I don't want to be around them.
I don't want to be around them.
You got to get out. You got to get out. My man don't want you here no more. Or
my man don't like when y'all be loud.
Right.
And even if you live with your man and your kids are 3 and 4, don't make your kids be quiet because your man don't want to hear all that noise. What the fuck you mean? They 3 and 4. How they supposed to play quiet? How they supposed to play quiet?
Right.
How?
Can I just leave everybody with this? Everybody that's watching, I just was reading something when I was trying to look up that state that had that law. Back to Nate's scenario with his friend, because I see this a lot. If you find out that the child isn't yours, and he's been paying, like you said, he's paying child support. A lot of people say that a lot of states, they don't obligate them women to give that money back. I don't think that's right to me. I think they should be owed to give the money back, especially if they know there's a possibility from off jump when they did all that, when they did all the, you the father, you might be the father. I think once it's determined that DNA result is showing that child or those kids are not his, I think that child support should be paid back to that parent.
Yeah, because he signed the birth certificate under false pretenses. He didn't know.
But everything with the system is a technicality. So because he signed it and he didn't dispute it at birth, then he is obligated for that time period until we discover he's not the dad. And that's the system is set, but that's the system being. That's the system being black men.
Listen,
I know.
Take it out. Listen, take it out here. They want to say it's basically like, maybe the mother or whatever can't afford to because they're a single parent. Take it out their income taxes. They getting all of income taxes back. You better take it out like you said. My dad going. Like you take it out for my daggone financial aid bill, you better take it.
Because y'all do it for the men. Y'all do
But
it for the men.
this requires you women who understand that and see that puts the responsibility on you as a big sister or a friend or family member to inform the men around you of their rights, educate them. Don't just go to the baby shower.
Educated.
Don't just go to the baby shower because you his friend or you his family or you his sister. Pull him to the side and give him his rights. He has a right to question. If you feel something and when you feel something, you're the person that's looking from the outside. You see some fuck shit happening. Inform your brothers and your nephews and your cousins and your friends of these things. Like that's one of my I regret my mother giving her a baby shower. I so heartily regret that. And we came down there with gifts and it wasn't so much that was the bad thing, but we all in that room was thinking the same thing, and nobody said it to him. Nobody said it to him. And we have to begin to take these opportunities to help our men out when we see our women in trouble like that.
You didn't mention anything to him like, hey,
we were so young. We were so young when he had those children. He had to have been like a sophomore or a freshman in high school. Like,
but
he was so young. So,
but even his mother, though.
You said what?
As his mother, I would feel like as his mother, like my mother don't play about the paternity tests because, like, for instance, Randy. He's a good father. He's a good catch. So, like, as the mother, was his mother that my brother? He was a good catch.
He was a good catch. He was a good catch that had some fucked up ass baby mothers.
He did. They took him to court for everything.
And they still fucked up. They still fucked up. And even in his death, they still want. And it makes me so
but
angry.
You saw that there was a red flag at some point where you saw she was a little too needy, or she was. It's not always a negative thing. Don't go at it as if you're going to split them up. Go to that person and say, "Hey, look, I need you to look at this from this perspective, and understand that this may be the rest of your life." And in this situation, unfortunately, the end of a life. But look at this and be honest with it. We do stuff like that where we go to the baby shower and pretend. We go to the weddings and we pretend. We go to the birthday parties and we pretend. And we don't.
But this is what I'm asking. But this is what I'm asking.
We go to a wedding.
But listen,
you went to a wedding and you knew. You knew who in the audience he was sleeping with, or she was sleeping with. We know these things, just
we know these things.
You put a pretty picture, a pretty dress on it and paint the face up. It doesn't make it a real thing.
If I was not married and BlackRoses and the rest of my bridesmaids came to my wedding and you side chick, you was back there acting a fool, I'm trying to tell you BlackRoses come down the aisle on your ass. BlackRoses come down the aisle on your ass. They gonna roll you up out of there. Don't be sitting in my daggone audience. And why do the men do that? Why do they know they're a side chick and allow them to come in there? That's what pissed me off. You do that at my wedding if you want. I'm taking your mama down, your father down, your grandfather who in a wheelchair. Everybody is going down at the wedding.
Y'all, we're gonna take a little commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna have our mental health check with Miss Harris, our mental health therapist. So guys, give us a little 2-minute little break, and we'll be back with a mental health check for us because we need it. Share, and subscribe, y'all. Yes. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I.Am.She Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and on YouTube it is the Artist Exchange, guys. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hold on.
I was having some tech issues this afternoon.
It's fine. It's totally okay.
Thank you
How
so much.
are you?
I'm well, thank you. It seems like I walked in on something real good.
Yeah, honey, we was having a talk about these deadbeat mamas and daddies.
That was
And
some good stuff going on there.
well, we trying to hold them accountable and just, bring awareness to it and
Okay.
talk about it.
Okay, that's right. Talk about it. That's right.
We wanted to see, just how other people felt. What would be people's definitions? As for you, why do you think people continue that cycle or want to become, or even not even want to become, but end up being a deadbeat parent?
And I like how you rephrase that, because it's not a choice. This is learned behavior, right? So oftentimes we're just repeating muscle memory. We're doing what we do, and believe it or not, we don't really allocate mom and dad as good or bad. Nonetheless, they still become our hero and our shero, and we find ourselves duplicating what they did prior to us. So, like you said, until we talk about it, we're going to replicate this same behavior.
True.
And for some people, they don't even want to talk about it. I know Nate said, hold them accountable and tell them from the jump. But for some people, they don't want to listen. Some people don't want to realize, like, look, hey, don't you think you need to be a little bit more involved? I had an instant where a friend of mine tried to tell somebody something like that. You know what they said? That's my kid.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
mine. I'm going to do what I want to do with my kid.
For sure. Because they are indeed, we pay more attention to the title versus the actual duties that's associated with that title. So indeed, you're right, they are your kids. But when you have this title, here are some of the expectations. And when you're challenging someone to step outside of their role and expectations, they do become defensive.
They do become defensive.
So like Nate was saying, like by like he was saying, like by giving them their space, because they all act in a certain type of way, and just saying, I don't want them in my space. I mean, like what do you, is that something that you do? Do you back away from them, or do you try to help them? And if you, as a friend, some people get offended by you telling them, like BlackRoses was saying, some people get offended by you just saying, hey, you want to be more, you want to be more involved. You want to do, like, how do you deal with something like that? Do you just take that person out of your space? Because if you doing something totally different with your kids, you involved in your kid's life, but then you got your friend over here that every time you go over there to pick her up, you don't never see her kids. So what do you do in that situation? Do you just back away from that situation?
Sure. Well, at this point, you have to also define your role in that kid's life. Because you can't replicate or tell mom what to do, but sounds like you do have a connection and an ability to support that kid. So if mom even doesn't have, I'm talking about right now, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese, but you don't have your kid. What I'm going to do is go on the phone and I'm going to call your kid. Hey, Eddie, what's going on? I'm over your house. I was up in your room. I like your room. Keep it neat. I'll see you next time I come. Because again, as Nate has pointed out, we have to begin to plant seeds. And everybody is not a planter. So if I'm not a planter, that's not my gift. That's not my ministry. Then I can't do it. So then so now what you become is a role model or an additional option for that friend. Because now that friend has a different perspective to say, Dad, I didn't even think about calling my baby. There's no malice. We're ready to jump and attach maliceness to it. It's not malice. It's not malice. It's a lack of options. So if I remove myself completely, then this person has no other option than to do what they've always saw.
Yeah, true.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Do you have any mental health tips for us? I wanted to start giving us like mental health tips for the month so that we can work on, even as mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, friends, whatever, even as individuals. I want us to start working on our mental health, working on being better for ourselves, working on being a better me for 2022. For me, that is. I want to create more positive spaces for myself, more techniques to get myself into a better light,
Yeah. Yeah. If there was such a question, or a tip, number one, this isn't a substitute for mental health therapy, right?
That's not. You say that again. Can you repeat that for the people in the back?
But it's not a substitute, but it's a supplement, meaning that it's in addition to, right? So just as Black Rose acknowledged, having the conversation opens up the options, right? But if there was such a tip, right? The tip for this month would be execution. Stop saying something and not doing it. Because what that does is foster distrust.
And
I'm talking about
saying and do.
No, you can say, but say and do.
And do.
Or don't say it all and don't do it all.
Absolutely.
But don't break that. Don't break that relationship.
What I want to do, what I want to do, what I plan to do. Do it.
No, do it. Do it. So you guys were talking about accountability, right? Execute. So check this out. How am I supposed to trust you if you don't even show me that you're trustworthy? How do you show me that you're trustworthy? Is through application.
Oh,
that's so then we walk around and like, dang, I got trust issues. Well, probably because you don't trust yourself. I don't even trust myself to do what I told myself I was going to do. So what do we then do? We project that onto other people. I got trust issues. I can't trust you. You untrustworthy.
I like that.
No, I don't even like how you just said that, so I can't even trust you.
Right.
I can't even trust you.
And the whole time, the person that we can't trust is internal. It's me that I don't trust.
It's me. It's me I don't trust.
It's me I don't trust. And I often don't trust me. Then to supplement and add on to that is that self-talk. That negative self-talk, right? We can talk ourselves into things. We can also talk ourselves out of things. But what I want us to really acknowledge is that it's powerful. We have the ability to manifest before it became a fad. We have the ability to speak things into existence, but we avoid that because that's another source of accountability.
Say that again for the people in the back.
We avoid it. We avoid that because that's accountability. That's accountability. So, and I believe in our culture that accountability is just something that we shy away from because we often believe that we don't have the tools. We don't have the tools to support the accountability.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll be much more prepared with maybe even some resources next month in regards to our tip, but that's where I would start. Right? Say it. Execute.
Can you give it to them one more time? Execute. Gotcha.
Yes. Say and execute. That is a partnership. Do not divide them up. Don't divide them up.
Either say it and execute. Say it, or don't say it and don't execute. Yeah. And then the other one was what?
Yeah.
Don't say it and do it in silence. Move in silence, basically.
Right. But the objective is for us to do what we say. Because if we don't do what we say, that fosters distrust and it begins with self. Because that tampers with our ego and our esteem. Then we begin to snowball with all of the negative self-talk. I can't do it anyway. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to apply for that job. I might as well let him come over here. I might as well let her come over here. I'm not going to, right? And then we begin to project all of that decision-making onto our partners when indeed the control still relies with us.
Can I add one more to that? What you saying that?
Please.
Can we add? It sounds like we're going more towards procrastination too.
Okay, talk more, please.
Come on, procrastination. Because I deal with that. That's something I struggle with every day. Procrastination.
It took me back to when you said I might as well invite him over. I'm not going to apply for that job. I'm not going. Is it because you're scared?
Yes.
Is it because you're scared of the results?
Yes. Because I don't know what's on the other side of that.
Yes, a lot of people are scared of the no.
Yes.
A lot of people don't want to hear the no.
I'm afraid of the yes.
I'm afraid of the yes.
Because then you got to do more.
The
You
yes
got
is
to do it.
the yes is going to change my trajectory. I'm gonna move. Once I get the yes, I have to move differently.
I have to. Now I have to go through with it.
I gotta go through with it. What am I ready for that? Can my supports really scaffold that? It's the yes that I'm afraid of, not the no, because check this. I'm used to the no. I'm so used to the no, I'm already prepared to make a compromise for the no. But I'm not ready to make the adjustment for the yes.
Not ready. Nate said success is just as scary as failure.
Absolutely.
Ooh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because I'm used to the failure. I'm used to failing. I ain't used to being successful. Yep. I ain't used to something happening good. I ain't used to good stuff happening to me. So when I got something bad going on, that's even more for me to wallow in my self-pity and wallow in my tears. Right. That's good for me. And I said this last week, most people feel good when they got the victim role going. Yeah. I love it. If I have to then come to truth with why I don't want to be a victim no more, I can't be a victim no more, then what I got to go on for? I don't have no reason to go on.
What is my role?
What is my role?
What is my purpose? I don't even have a script. I don't even have an internal script for not being
for not being this no more. I don't even have it no more.
What is that?
I don't have no script to be a victim no more. I need something to keep me going. And even if I gotta recycle something else. Yeah. I done got over that one.
And have you seen that? Have you seen that we will recycle something else? Yeah. When our role is about to shift. Absolutely.
You ever saw somebody, you ain't even know they dealt with that, and then they out of the blue, they coming through, I deal with this. Well, where that come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
This happened to me when I was 5. Wait. I've been knowing you since you was 2. When that happened? You know? It's for some people, that's right, Nate, trauma bonds. That's absolutely a word that I just came across not too long ago. Trauma bonds. A lot of us bond over trauma, and it makes no sense to me. I just can't do it.
It makes total sense because trauma is intimate. That's a personal experience that only you and I have. So guess what that trauma bonds? It allows for intimacy and it allows for validation. Because you're not going to check me and tell me I'm lying because we both had that same experience.
Right.
I was going to say it was so sad so long around you. Was sad so long that true joy felt awkward. I can't believe I was really feeling it. Yeah. You be so down for so long, you don't even know what joy feel like. You be like, what is this? Somebody set me up.
I was going to say it keeps the people around you. It keeps certain people around you.
As we were just talking about, it keeps us in those victim roles.
Nate said it was supposed to be first to the healing process, but we stay stuck in them so long. Yeah, we stay stuck because we don't have nothing else to go out for. We both ain't went past step 1. We ain't went past the step. The first
we
step.
don't know how to.
We don't
because
know how to.
Everybody validates that. No one else sees anything else. So they're going to keep introducing that as well because they can't really introduce anything else because they're not familiar with that movement.
Give a solution. Don't just listen to me. Don't just listen to me wallow. Don't just listen to my sad story. Give a solution.
But if I ain't ever had a solution, how can I give you one?
I can't give it to you.
That's true.
I can't give you one.
So people typically, when they're stuck in that trauma bond cycle, oftentimes they're socially limited because they only really limit themselves or they stay around people that validate the trauma.
That's true.
They only stay around people that support their narrative.
Yes.
I can only stay around people that support my narrative.
Yes.
And this keep me going.
Right. So we think it's the other way. Oh, you elevated, you self-actualizing, you're becoming more, so I'm going to stay away from you. In fact, you're not validating my narrative. So now I'm going to move away.
I'm going to move away.
Because you say it like that.
That's who I am.
That's who I am.
That's who I am.
And for some people, they don't want to move past that.
No.
I don't want to move past this right here. I don't want to jump off this first step. I'm comfortable right here. It feels good. And then they wait for somebody else. Once that other person go down to step 2, 3, 4, I'm going to stay right here till the next person come on my step, and then I'm going to share my story with them. And then we gonna bond.
Oftentimes people say, why do I keep dating the same person?
Now you better give Crystal what she's looking for. You better give Crystal what she's looking for. Go ahead.
Because you keep giving out the same juice.
You keep giving out the same juice. You keep giving the same thing, expecting different results. How?
So the same type of people like the same type of juice.
Same type. And you wondering why, and then on top of that, you wondering why you dealing with other stuff because now you done took on their problem too.
Right.
Now you done took on their problem. Now you dealing with something you ain't even know you used to.
Because you believe, because then we begin to believe that we can fix something because we can't fix ourselves.
We can't fix ourselves.
I must have purpose. Because all of us want purpose. Right? So I must have purpose. So I can't really fix my thing. My thing's so deep. I got to get to so-and-so because they were the ones that put this thing on me. So when I get to them, then I can fix my stuff. But let me fix your stuff. When in fact, you're ill-equipped. You're ill-equipped.
Yeah.
You're ill-equipped to take on something else. But because what you said earlier, we're not talking about it. We continue to pile, right? Until we crash. And no one is really in position to help each other because we don't have the emotional capacity.
We don't have the emotional capacity.
Yeah.
Because even the most positive person get worn down.
Absolutely.
You can get worn down. You can get worn down and then you be like, well, she always got something wrong with her. You know? There's something always wrong with him. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Now you're worn down.
And it's not the materialistic piece, it's the social capacity. Because if we be honest, most of us have what we want and really what we need. So now we know, we recognize it's not the material stuff, it's that interior that we continue to evade and we're not working on. We're not being diligent. We're not being diligent. We'll start it a little bit, then stop it. Our process, to Nick's point, requires consistency. That's a forever evolution because I'm trying to undo everything that was done to me decades. It took decades to do those things to me.
It's not going to be overnight.
It's not going to be overnight.
That is something you taught me. I can honestly say you taught me. This is something that I've been dealing with for years. And you expect change in 2 days? Make it make sense.
It can't. It don't add up.
It don't add up.
It's almost like, for those of us that's data driven, you can almost take it day for day. For every bad day, I need 1 day of healing. So if I went through something for 25 years, I need that day for day. Or like behind the bars, day for day, day for day, day for day. I need this day for day. Yeah.
I like what Endora said, the work is endless. Yeah, I like that.
Is. Yes,
ma'am. She also said, I realized I have to self-invest in order to assist anyone else.
Oh, yes. I love it. Investment. What is an investment?
What is an investment?
We take time for investments to mature.
We do.
We take time. That's an investment.
Yeah. We think investment always means money, but you can invest in yourself by healing, getting the right therapy, getting the right mold, getting the right people.
Yes.
You can invest in yourself in different ways that don't even require money.
Yes. But to your point earlier, without the conversation, that's why I love I.Am.She podcast. I'm sorry. Thank you, Lord, for speaking that into existence. Broadcast. Let's go with
Let's go with that.
But the podcast, because it's creating the conversation, and we need more conversations. We don't have the conversation enough, so I do honor this opportunity and the ability to be a part of these conversations. Yes, ma'am.
I love it. Intentional continuous work inside out from the origin to the present. That's right.
Yeah.
You got to work from the inside out. You got to work from the inside out. And some people don't want to do the work. And because they don't want to do the work, you can't be mad with them or frustrated.
But
you got to meet people where they are.
Have the support system to do the work. This is not a silo. This is not an individual journey. You really do have to assemble a support team to do the work. right? And I'm not necessarily saying professionals, but you have to begin to create boundaries with your loved ones. Dad, Ma, we need to talk more. Dad, we need to talk more. Bro,
Yeah.
like Dad, remember when we grew up, we slept in the same room, we won't even holler at each other no more. We have to begin to scaffold and rebuild the support system because we can't do this alone. It's not designed for us. The healing process is not designed for us to do alone.
I
I
say
tried to have a conversation with somebody about something that bothered me that that they do a lot, and it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. We ended up arguing more than trying to come to a solution. And for me, it's like it's still there. That conversation still need to be had, but I can't find the way to properly talk to this person that's always on the defense.
Sure.
If they're always on the defense, how can I get to them to have that conversation to say, hey, listen, this is something you do that I don't like, and it doesn't make me feel good. How can you have that conversation with that person when they're constantly being defensive?
Yeah. I'm going to give that to KD because I feel like I've been kind of monopolizing the floor. I want to give that to KD.
What I would say the biggest thing is like understanding. But for a person that's defensive, I don't know, that's really a good one. With a person that's defensive, I mean, I would say it's them fixing them first. Understanding them first, understanding their problems and their core source where their defensiveness is coming from, in order to understand somebody else or give somebody else a chance to say, here, listen, I'm listening. Okay, now I understand.
I get it.
I would
ask. The person wasn't ready to receive your truth. They wasn't.
Yeah. So you have to assess the person's capacity. See, you jumped the gun because you were ready. It doesn't guarantee that the other person's ready. So you have to prepare a person for that. When you muster up the energy, that's not the time to really address the issue. That's the time to ask permission to enter that person's space.
Okay.
I like that.
Babe, you know what? I've been thinking about this, and it's something I really want us to talk about. Is it possible tomorrow night after the game we can talk about it? Because you want that person to be ready to receive. But when you get hustled up and you just like, look, I'm tired of this. I'm ready to talk about it. Girl, excuse me, move. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Girl, I don't even want to talk to you.
Go ahead somewhere, right? So assessing so that you can ensure that the person is available, emotionally available for you. In addition to that, I would also, I'm sorry, Kay, what you said?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to also add that we dehumanize people and we pay a lot of attention to the behavior, but I think we need to rehumanize them. Look at them as human beings. This is a human being. This is a human, right? Which means that we're riddled with flaws, right? So give that person compassion, because whatever that person is defending, it started way before you got there.
So makes it the same as we would want to be looked at. Okay.
Yeah.
What I was saying was what my therapist told me, Black Rose, the way that L'Oreal was saying, like, you just coming off real strong. It wasn't somebody to listen. My therapist told me, doesn't have to be on your time. Why does it have to be on your time?
And to take a peek out of that, so if it has to be on your time, that means you're controlling, which means that you're projecting the other person. So the person has to defend their space, because at the bare minimum, I'm another adult. I'm not going to let you control my space.
I'm not going to let you control my space.
Because you're violating, right? So, especially for someone that you care about, someone you're close to, I would definitely invite them into that emotional circle. Check their emotional status, right? Because guess what? A person may even say, babe, I'm not ready for that right now. Okay, well, look, let's say we can plan another day, because you want them to join you in this experience.
Yeah. But you can't get mad because they saying they're not ready for this conversation.
No. I didn't get mad.
Emotional rape. Be careful about emotional rape. When you just take it when you want to, that's rape. That's emotional rape. So imagine how many of us have been emotionally raped and that cycle repeated, but yet you want us to feel safe.
Oh, I
can't.
like that.
Yeah, so
Emotional rape.
and that's what that equates to. When you jump in my space and want to have these in-depth conversations, but I'm not ready, you just raped me.
You just rape me. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's deep. That was real deep. That was real deep. I like that.
Yeah,
I,
amen.
I feel like, for some of us, we need to have that outlet to feel comfortable to talk to each other at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And just because it's your time don't mean it's the right time.
Yes.
And even if the conversation is going towards that direction, you just never know when the time is right, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because they may be open for you to hear them, but not open to receive what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I felt like the conversation was. It was more so I'm open for you to hear me, but I don't want to hear you.
Right.
I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't need the rebuttal.
Right.
Right.
So you have to also be self-aware. Where am I? Am I being solution focused, or am I just vomiting on this person?
Mhm. Mhm.
Right. So also being able to check yourself.
Check yourself. I like that. I thank you for, coming on.
Yeah.
I think that this will definitely be a good little tidbit, even if it's for 30 or 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We all need that, that feedback. We need that positive feedback, especially coming from such a lady of your caliber.
Listen, she gave some truth today. Somebody heard it.
Thank you.
Nate definitely said she came ready, honey. I don't know if you on your laptop, but you can see the private chat on the side. He said,
yes.
She came ready to fight the enemy today. I said, I know she did.
Yes, amen.
You had the whole armor on.
Amen. You better know Galatians. But in that same vein, guys, this like I am super excited to be a part of this. In more ways, this is so multidimensional for me. So I'm very excited for this opportunity. I only pray for prosperity as it pertains to your lives and everything that's connected to you guys. And I am going to get my tidbit ready for next month. So
listen, this is just the first of many. So we are excited
and we
to have
appreciate
you.
Oh my God.
We appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you, because this is definitely something I envision, and I'm sure KD did too, to happen for us. Even if it's once a month, because we definitely talked about, even if it's once a month, some people need that. You never know who may be watching at that particular time that needs this. They need this little 30 minutes of supplement.
Yeah, supplement. A supplement.
30 minutes of supplement.
This
is not mental health therapy, but this is a supplement for what you need and what you are getting.
Yes.
And we are definitely honored to have you on here today. Oh my God, this was amazing. I didn't think it was gonna go that way. I was a little nervous.
I was like, what? Okay. Look, I'm writing down notes in my phone. Like, wait a minute.
Look, me too. I'm over there like,
Amen. Amen. I'm so grateful, guys. Thank you so very much for the opportunity. Keep it pushing, and I'll see you guys soon.
Wait a minute. As always, give your business your shout out.
Yes, contemporary counseling. I am a private clinician. I am currently accepting clients, and for more information, please check in with I.Am.She Podcast. Information will be available.
Thank you.
Just remember, y'all, she's on every third Saturday of the month. Y'all know we on here every Saturday, but she's going to be on every third Saturday of the month for at least the last 30, 45 minutes of the show to come on and give us our mental health check for the month, y'all. And keep in touch. If y'all want to have some questions, some anonymous questions that y'all may want to ask Miss L'Oreal, we will definitely we will ask them anonymously, or you can ask her yourself, honey.
Yeah.
As you heard, she is definitely.
This is still a safe place. It is a supplement for therapy, but it is a safe space. Please share any thoughts, comments, or questions.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. what can we expect from 2022? We're gonna like, share, subscribe, guys, and join us each and every Saturday at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Guys, we try to give you guys the best content, and we can definitely try to give you guys positive. We want to focus on the positive, and we want to focus on being accountable, focus on being responsible, and focus on being our better selves. And with that, guys, we are going to see you guys next Saturday right back here on I.Am.She Podcast, guys.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you. And if you want to be a sponsor, you know what to do. Hit that DM, email us at PodcastIAmShe@gmail.com, or you can hit us up in our DMs on Instagram and Facebook at I.Am.She Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you would like to be a guest or you want to advertise, please, or promote your business, whatever you're doing. Like I tell you, you got a prayer meeting. If you sell shoes, if you sell shea butter, if you sell lashes, if you do nails, we will take it all. We don't care what it is. If you are a black business and you want us to sponsor, you want to be a sponsor, you know what to do. You know what to do. And if you want to be a guest and you have some type of awareness, or if you have something that you want to bring awareness to, please beat our freaking inbox down, guys. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. We will see you guys. Bye, y'all.